What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the Liverpool Bournemouth post-match analysis video. Liverpool sit on 82 points, 25 points clear of Manchester City. Liverpool are just 3 wins, 9 points away from a historic Premier League title, the first league title in 30 years in Liverpool's illustrious history. We are on the brink and this was a huge win. Who was your man of the match? What did you think of the game? What did you think of the VAR decision to not give a foul before Bournemouth scored? And I apologize for my voice and for the lack of videos. I caught a cold, I have a runny nose, but it's not the coronavirus. Don't worry about that, guys, because I don't have a dry cough and I don't have a fever and nothing serious. I will just get better. Sorry for the lack of videos. So we will have a Jordan Henderson and an Andy Robertson injury update as well. And what do you think about Liverpool breaking the all-time English league record of winning 22 games in a row at home, which has never been done before in English football? The previous team who held the record was Bill Shankly's Liverpool in 1972, where Bill Shankly's Liverpool won 21 games in a row at home, and that was a legendary Liverpool team. This is also a legendary Liverpool team, and now officially at home they are now better than every other team in English football history, and that is just an amazing record to have. It's a shame that we couldn't beat Pep Guardiola's 18-game winning streak, but I think we can still break a lot of records, including getting to 100 points. I really hope that Liverpool do that, and this was a monumental win, and I have to salute James Milner, who was my man of the match. He worked tirelessly, and Milner had an amazing, incredible goal line clearance where Bournemouth player went through, I think it was Fraser. He lobs at Adrian, who actually made some good saves as well. The goal wasn't his fault at all. It was the referee's. So Ryan Fraser goes through, he lobs Adrian. The ball is going into the back of the net with a lot of pace, and 34-year-old James Milner goes through and kicks it off the line. An absolutely heroic defensive moment that just encapsulated what James Milner is all about. He was a warrior, a lion, a leader today, and absolutely brilliant. And I really hope that he stays at Liverpool for another 2 or 3 years, because he's a leader. He was Liverpool's leader in the absence of Jordan Henderson, and he knew that he had to step up into that leadership role when Henderson is not available, and he did that, exactly what Liverpool needed. And the way that he just controlled the game in the last few minutes was absolutely brilliant as well. He told other players what to do at the free kick, and I just loved that. Callum Wilson clearly pushed Joe Gomez in the back. Liverpool were all over Bournemouth in the first 8 or 9 minutes. It was one-way traffic basically. And then from the first attack, Bournemouth, as I said, Callum Wilson clearly pushed Joe Gomez in the back. The referee, for some reason, doesn't give a foul. What's even worse is that VAR didn't overrule the goal and gave the goal. After that, it was fine. Bournemouth exposed Liverpool defensively once again. Not great defending, and they squared the ball. I think it was Billing who ran past another Bournemouth player, past the Liverpool defense. He squared it to Callum Wilson and he tucked it home. 1-0 Bournemouth, and everybody, the whole Anfield, and I think the whole the stadium, and even the whole world who was watching this game was waiting for VAR to overrule the goal, but it didn't. And I think the main reason for that is that VAR in England is implemented totally differently to the rest of the world, where the Premier League referees are trying to just defend each other like they are mates, and it's not objective at all. And I hate it. I really hate it. On another day, this could have cost Liverpool some points in a title race, which is almost over. Don't get me wrong, but it's still annoying, because in another game, this could really cost Liverpool, or maybe in another season, this could really cost Liverpool heavily. Wrong VAR decisions, and there shouldn't be any subjectivity in a VAR, in my opinion. If Gomez falls over, the referee gives it as a foul. So do now players have to dive to get free kicks, even when they are clearly pushed in the back? I mean, Jurgen Klopp, after the game, clearly said it was 100% a foul, and he was going crazy berserk on the touchlines. And I also loved the fact that when Liverpool equalized, or when they took the lead, I'm not sure when, but I saw a video where Jurgen Klopp was like this, celebrating next to the linesman who didn't give the foul as well. So he was basically, Jurgen Klopp was celebrating in the linesman's face, which I absolutely loved, to be honest. And Liverpool came back strongly. I really liked the response that Liverpool gave to going 1-0 down. Jurgen Klopp was like this, going to the crowd, coming, saying to them, come on boys, let's hype up the crowd, let's hype up the players, let's support them, they need this support now more than ever. And Jurgen Klopp was right, because the Liverpool players needed that support and they responded in a style. But I have to admit, both Liverpool goals actually came from huge mistakes by the Bournemouth defense, who otherwise played really well. And if they didn't make these individual mistakes, who knows what the end result might have been. Because in the first half, Bournemouth almost had as many good chances as Liverpool. So I have to be fair, in terms of just the clear chances created, Bournemouth were the equals of Liverpool. The second half was a different story, but more on that later. So Bournemouth give the ball away after brilliant high pressing, counter pressing by Liverpool. And in the end, Mane passes to Salah. The pass was like maybe overhit or something, because it went behind Salah and he almost slipped on the grass, but he takes control of the ball with his first touch, and then between the defender's legs shoots into the bottom corner, a classic Mo Salah finish to make it 1-1, and that really got the Liverpool train going. After that, again, Bournemouth makes some sloppy passing errors at the back, and in the end the ball falls to Van Dijk in the midfield. And because Bournemouth were just building up an attack, their defense was wide open, because the fullbacks were really high up the pitch, the centre-backs were very wide, because they didn't expect the midfielder to just give the ball away so needlessly to Van Dijk. That was probably an even worse mistake than the first goal, because with one pass, Sadio Mane is clean through on goal, no defender inside, he goes through and slots it home, a brilliant finesse shot finish into the bottom corner, and suddenly it's 2-1, the game is on its head. And that's exactly what Liverpool deserved, because I really thought that we stepped up, the intensity was there, the commitment was there, and I really liked Liverpool's response. The second half, I don't want to be overly critical, because I think that Liverpool controlled the game, considering that we have an absolutely monumental, massive Champions League second leg, and maybe the Liverpool players were conserving energy, and we also wanted to see how much Bournemouth maybe push up and try to go for the equalizer. So the first like 10-15 minutes of the second half were like a snooze fest, not much happened. After that, Liverpool started to get into the groove and we started creating chances. Sadio Mane almost scored one of the best goals of the season with a long range effort which cannoned off the post. Absolutely incredible shot that really deserved the goal. But Liverpool got lucky where I think it was Ryan Fraser who missed a very, very good chance. And before that, I think there was a Bournemouth chance where Callum Wilson almost had an open goal to tap a ball into the net. But he stood on the ball instead of shooting it. It was a huge mistake by Wilson, and that was deemed offside. The build-up there was an offside, but I'm not sure if it was really offside, because VAR didn't really look at it. The linesman gave it, and I think that was it. Because it didn't result in a goal, VAR didn't look at that to see whether it was really offside or not. I think at first glance it looked like it was offside, but I'm not 100% sure. So Liverpool got away with some hairy defending in the second half, but also I just checked, Atletico Madrid are having a 2-2 draw with Sevilla at the moment. At the time of recording this video, that game is not over yet. So Sevilla, Atletico Madrid also have some defensive problems of their own lately, so I'm sure that Liverpool will be very different in the Atletico game. That's my expectation and my hope, that Liverpool won't be this like slow and lethargic like we were in the second half. But we still created a few chances and we could have scored a third goal. I mean, Roberto Firmino Let's talk about him, because some people are slating him. He does everything perfectly but finishing at Anfield. I'm not sure if it's a curse or just probably because I'm not really superstitious. It's not a curse, it's just a run of bad luck basically, because Roberto Firmino still hasn't scored a Premier League goal at Anfield this season. And I mean, we are almost like past not almost, but past the halfway mark of the season, and I think away from home he scored like 8 or 9 goals in the Premier League already, something like that. And he had 2 very, very good chances in the second half, Firmino, to score, but he didn't take those chances. He couldn't find the back of the net, and it's just a run of bad luck. In the 90th minute, he had almost the whole goal to aim at, and he shoots very, very high over the bar. And I think he just lacks a little bit of confidence, maybe that swagger, that Firmino magic is lacking a little bit. He probably, just like most strikers, when you are on a barren run of not scoring a lot of goals lately, maybe he's a little bit not stiff in front of goal, if you like. He's not like ice cool, calm. He's getting a little bit overexcited, and that's probably sometimes the difference between world-class players finishing a chance like that or shooting higher over the bar. But I don't want to criticize Firmino, because he's one of my favorite players and he's brilliant, and I'm sure that he will put his next chance away. He will probably score in the Champions League next week, because that's how it is sometimes for strikers. The good news is that Andy Robertson was only not available for today as a precaution, because he picked up a knock in training, or maybe he was tired, I'm not sure, but he will be back for the Atletico Madrid game. And what is also great news is that Jordan Henderson will start training with the Liverpool first team tomorrow on Sunday, so he will be back for the Atletico Madrid game. I would probably start Henderson instead of Fabinho, because Fabinho looked a little bit off the pace in the last few weeks. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe he isn't like 100% fully fit, match fit that is, since his injury. His performances are just a little bit below what we expect from Fabinho. Again, I don't want to be overly critical, because he's still a brilliant player. Sometimes players go through dips of form, and then I'm sure he will rise again. What Jurgen Klopp said about the injury situation, I quote Jurgen Klopp here: "What I hear, it should be possible for Hendo and Robbo to be available for Atletico. If we then do it, I don't know. Robbo should not be a problem. He only missed today pretty much. He finished the session yesterday and afterwards felt something, but it was then really not serious in the end. Hendo was out, I don't know exactly in this moment, but I think he will train tomorrow. If that looks good, I have to make a decision. For sure it will be good to have him back, but some others as well." And Jurgen Klopp reacted like this to the victory: "I was absolutely happy about the results, the 3 points, the performance, because I knew it would be tricky for different reasons. I think the decisions of the ref around the goals made it even more tricky for us. Obviously, we wanted to fight back before the game, and after that we had to fight back. How we played after being 1-0 down was exceptional, to be honest. I don't want to make it too big, but in a moment when you have to fight back for the momentum, and then you get a decision like that and a goal like this, there are other teams in the history of football which would then slip and collapse. But the boys' reaction today, I really loved. We fought hard, we played super football, the strikers played really good together and were connected. We had good passing behind, we had 2 super situations with a pass from half space over Mo, one for Mo from Millie, I think, and one probably Ox for Trent, where we could have scored more goals. We had other situations. We didn't score then, but that's okay. The second half we controlled the game. The biggest chance in the second half was obviously Fraser's chance. Millie saved our life, that helped massively. I really think we deserved that today. We had moments in the game, but we didn't finish it off. The attitude again, the reaction to the different knocks, I liked it a lot. So after the final whistle, I was really happy. Jurgen Klopp was asked what does he think about Liverpool just needing 9 points to win the title. We will not get carried away. There's nothing good in losing football games, but it makes you aware of how special it is to win football games. That's what we had in the last 10 days or 2 weeks when we lost games, so you appreciate it much more. Imagine if we would have won against Watford, won in the FA Cup, won against Atletico, and in the end you become champion whenever it would happen, and everybody would have said, yeah, champion, it will happen, it will feel really special. That's how it is, nothing else. Now we have 3 or 4 days to prepare for another very difficult game in a wonderful stadium with a sensational crowd. And also Jurgen Klopp said about this game, I think this was the best 12:30 performance of our crowd since I was here. I loved it, so let's make sure we are ready for the Atletico game. And he was asked whether Liverpool have been doing anything differently in the last 2 seasons to make them consistent. That's funny because we didn't feel consistency in the last 2 weeks, to be honest. We consistently lost football games, and that's not nice. No secrets, hardest work. That's what I love about the boys, that they were really ready to work really hard today and play football. Not only play football, I liked a lot how we were really in the challenges and stuff like this. Press balls were on our side. All these little things make it really important. We said a lot of times we want to be as successful as is possible for us. Nobody knows exactly where that will end. Especially for us, it's not always possible to play our best football, but to give everybody a proper fight should always be possible. That's what the boys did very often, and that's why we won a specific amount of games. We didn't feel the consistency in the last 2 weeks. We just had to work on things which we didn't like. The second goal, for example, was a good example where the last line was where we won the challenges, where we had the challenges that we can win the ball, and then now we play a counter-attack in a situation like that and not the opponent. That was a massive difference. Brilliant analysis by Jurgen Klopp. I felt that I wanted to share that with you guys, and I really apologize for my voice. I will try to get better as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.